Hey yo, it's Brian here today talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, doing another podcast out for you guys. Gonna have a lot of videos out for the next couple of days, maybe multiple videos out in one day. The NFL draft, it's coming up. I mean, it's tomorrow. It's about 24 hours away as of this video. I'm excited. You guys are excited as well. John Lynch and company, they have a lot of work to do. It's gonna be a little bit difficult since this is gonna be a virtual draft. They all won't be in the war room together. They will all be in their separate homes doing their thing. I saw Lynch have like a 3-5 screen monitor setup, multiple telephones. Should be an interesting time. Should be an unusual time considering everything that's going on around the world. But hopefully they get through this virtual draft. I think it's going to be for the best. It's actually pretty cool to see the NFL draft just by itself. I think Roger Goodell is going to be announcing all the picks within his basement, so that's pretty interesting. We're not going to have a live audience, which for the first time I have never seen that before. Every time I've seen the NFL draft, it's always been a crowd, but it's going to go back to like the 1970s, 1960s, where there was no fans. It was just the NFL commissioner announcing the picks, and should be a nice throwback or flashback Friday, I should say, or throwback Thursday. I'm sorry, throwback Thursday for tomorrow. So yeah, there you have it right there. Anyways, just talking about my final thoughts for the draft. Tomorrow I'll have a hype video, I guess you want to call it. Do a little face cam, maybe do a live stream potentially. I'm not sure yet. There's just a lot of cool options, a lot of cool opportunities for the NFL draft. I mean, it doesn't just end tomorrow, and it ends on Friday, Saturday. There's a lot of days to talk about. I know day 2 they're going to be a little bit active with the draft picks that I'm assuming that they're going to get, whether it's from a player or with the 31st overall pick. I'm assuming that they're going to get something because I don't think the 49ers are going to be left in the dark from round 2 to 4. So, I mean, that's an obvious right there. A lot of rumors going on about the 49ers. Most of it I think is untrue, but, I'm going to be discussing that, and I'm pretty sure I talked about it for the past couple of days now. So, first round, 49ers, 31st overall pick. We talked about this so many times now. A lot of interesting intrigue, I would say, with those picks. A lot of people thinking that we're picking a wide receiver with the 13th overall pick. A lot of people thinking we're maybe picking a defensive tackle, cornerback, offensive tackle. But as I keep saying, I think wide receiver is the way to go in the first round. This is a very talented class. And maybe if it's a talented class, they don't even have to pick anybody with the 31st overall pick. They can find somebody later in the later rounds. But I believe if you want a top tier Pro Bowl, all-pro wide receiver, you get one in the draft very early on, assuming that everybody's there, because all these guys that we all know, the top 3 prospects coming into this draft, they're all going to be drafted within our range of 13th overall. The Raiders and Jets, I'm assuming they're taking a receiver. The 49ers, they can be given another receiver as well, and if they don't like any of them, I'm assuming they're going to draft Kinlaw from South Carolina, or they're going to draft maybe C.J. Henderson from I forgot what school he's from, maybe Florida. I don't remember the school exactly, but he's a cornerback option for the 49ers. A lot of things they can do with that 13th overall pick. And if they're feeling really aggressive, they could trade up. If they really like somebody in particular, like maybe Henry Ruggs III, I heard the 49ers are rumored to be liking him quite a bit. Him, the Raiders, and the Denver Broncos, they're all rumored to be calling him quite a bit about his services as a first rounder. So there's a lot of intrigue within that. What else to talk about? 5th rounds through 7th rounds so far. I think they're going to hit home with it for the most part. I don't think we should be discounting any of those picks because for the most part, Lynch has done a great job with the low draft picks. So I'm going to be definitely looking into the players that they pick within those late rounds. I think they can adapt a lot of depth issues. And we still have a lot of needs that the 49ers have. As I mentioned, the picks earlier, I think those are needs for the 49ers in the short and long term as well. It's more things that the 49ers should be looking forward to in terms of the long term because I think the roster right now, it looks pretty much ready for another Super Bowl run in 2020. But if they want to shore up the roster for the next couple of years, this is an important draft for the 49ers. They did a great job so far in 2018, 2019. I think if they want to hit home for the next couple of years, they have to get this one right in 2020. So, John Lynch, his track record as the general manager for the 49ers, I think it speaks for itself. We all have a lot of trust in him. I have a lot of trust in him. And anything that he does, we pretty much have to go along with it because he has a good track record. So, really, draft, I'm excited for it. Gosh, I don't know what else to say, to be honest with you. Tomorrow I'll probably have a mock draft or position draft like I did last year, where from rounds 1 through 7 I'll see what positions that the 49ers could be looking forward to in each draft choice, and then see some prospects that could be good within those picks. So like 5th round, whoever's a good middle round draft pick, you can pick them, or 7th round draft pick, you can pick them as well for the certain positions that they're looking forward to. So, I mean, just a lot of things to look forward to tomorrow night, particularly in the first round, because the first round has a lot of hype coming into it. And these guys that get drafted tomorrow, they have the biggest expectations coming into every NFL season. I mean, you look at the contracts now with the rookies, if you draft somebody within the top 31 picks, 32 picks, whatever the first round, then it's not really as big of a risk as before, because when you look at the old days, maybe even just 10 years ago, they didn't really have a salary cap in terms of the rookie contracts. You can just sign them to whatever deal you want. You look at examples like Matt Ryan, Sam Bradford, they had very big contracts from the Falcons and Rams respectively, and for the most part, Ryan is doing well in Atlanta. Sam Bradford, not so much in St. Louis. He was too injury riddled, and I think after Sam Bradford, we got to the rookie contract. I think the 2011 draft was the first time they implemented the rookie deal from that CBA deal. Cam Newton was the first overall pick that year, and they had to implement the rookie contract system where they don't get paid too much money. I think the most money you get paid is about maybe 4 years, $20+ million, and then you have a 5th-year option. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I think for the teams, that's a really good safe way in case the top pick is a draft bust, so you don't have to really feel as bad as much. But still, you have a lot of expectations when you're drafted in the first round in the first place. But luckily for the 49ers, this is the first time and pretty much in a while that we don't have to draft in a high draft pick. So it's not going to be as easy for me to pick somebody in terms of who they're going to pick with the top pick. Last year it was pretty consensus Nick Bosa. You also had some other options like Josh Allen and Quinn Williams. 2017 was pretty obvious with Solomon Thomas. 2018, that was a little bit of a curveball. They did draft Mike McGlinchey. I wanted other guys like Quentin Nelson or Bradley Chubb, but they were taken away from both Indianapolis and Denver respectively. So we got McGlinchey, and he's doing really well for the 49ers so far in San Francisco. So that's a really good way to turn out. The offensive line looks pretty good for the most part. They could look for an offensive tackle. A lot of people are talking about getting somebody there because Joe Staley's getting a lot older. We don't know if he's going to be retiring very soon. He's about 36 now. So you really got to look into that. If you think Justin School is the man, you might nurture him for the next couple of years. He did okay considering the fact he didn't have any starts in 2018. Considering he didn't have any starts last year, he was a rookie coming into last year, and he did his part for the most part. So if you want to think he could be the next great offensive tackle, then that's good for them. But I don't know. I think they still should be looking for an offensive tackle for competition. I think that's an important thing right there. Another thing to look forward to, and just in general outside the draft, is the center position. Who are they going to go with? Are they going to go with Weston Richburg or Ben Garland? Garland, he did a really good job for the 49ers when Richburg got hurt in the game against the Saints, and he helped us go all the way to the Super Bowl. So there's a little bit of a competition there. Coming into that, the running back position, they could be looking for somebody in the draft. I mean, Tevin Coleman's been rumored to be having trade offers from the 49ers to another team potentially. So if they want to trade him, they can trade him. I do like Coleman. I'm a big fan of his. I've been a big fan since his time in Atlanta with Devontae Freeman. But if they think it's his time to go, then it is his time to go, unfortunately. Matt Breida, he's probably the biggest guy rumored to be traded in draft day if there is any sort of trade happening with our current roster. I don't believe that's going to happen. It might happen after the draft, but during draft day, I don't believe it's going to happen. But that's just me. Anything can happen within the next 24 hours, and it's coming really, really soon. So, trades, I expect the 49ers to make a lot of transaction moves. They might pull a Bill Belichick and just trade down. Just keep getting more draft picks for the next couple of years. Belichick, he does a really good job at that. I mean, we saw what he did recently with Rob Gronkowski to the Tampa Bay Bucks. He came out of retirement, and Belichick just traded him to the Tampa Bay Bucks for a 4th-round pick, which was a pretty good value considering the fact that, he wasn't going to be playing for New England anymore, so you might as well get somebody that was quote-unquote retired and get a draft pick out of that. But Belichick's one of the smart general managers in the NFL. Picking guys, for the most part, he does a really good job picking people in his system, but wide receivers, he's been struggling with that, finding somebody for Tom Brady for the past couple of years now. So we'll see what they do with that 1st-round pick. I think they're going to be drafting a quarterback. Why am I getting into the Patriots? Anyways, looking at the Patriots, John Lynch was talking about he looked at signing Brady to a contract with the 49ers before he gets signed with Tampa Bay a while back. I don't know. I mean, I could take it with a grain of salt, to be honest with you. I think they were just kind of experimenting for fun. I think they knew Jimmy G was going to be the man for the next couple of years. I mean, a lot of people were kind of spooked about his Super Bowl performance, but, he had one bad game. You can't really say that, it's the end of his career in San Francisco. I mean, some people get demoralized after that. You see Cam Newton, he got completely demoralized after his Super Bowl loss. I don't think that's going to be happening to Jimmy G. I think he's a strong man. I think he can get through this and get over this Super Bowl loss and hopefully take us to the promised land next year in 2021. So, Jimmy G, he's always been the quarterback. I think all the players knew that. I think the 49ers were just putting out rumors out there just for fun, to be honest with you. I don't think they were really looking to Brady being a 49er. And what were they going to do if they signed him to a 2-year deal? I mean, you're going to have to get rid of Jimmy G probably, because I don't think Jimmy G would be happy to be on the bench under Tom Brady again. I think he would love to get back to New England if that was the case. But luckily, nothing happened. Jimmy G's story started in San Francisco, so I'm really happy for that. Wow, it's been almost 10 minutes now for this podcast style video. You see, I just like talking nonstop. If I do mess up, say uhs and then that is my mistake, because it does happen quite a bit, but it is what it is. Anyways, look at the draft. It's happening tomorrow, as you all know. I'll have my mock draft probably early in the morning, and then maybe tonight or tomorrow night I will live stream maybe. If not, then I'll wait out the draft and then wait until they pick somebody and make a video right immediately after that, have a reaction video to that. So I'm not sure yet, but I might do a little live stream maybe during the day. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think I should do tomorrow for draft day, and I'll definitely do that as much as possible. If you have any questions below, you can put it in the comments below. I'm pretty much going to end the video right here. Just wanted to talk about final thoughts for this draft. First round's coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. and then rounds 2 through 4 will be happening. No, rounds 2 to 3 would be happening on Friday. Rounds 4 through 7 will be happening on Saturday, pretty much all day. That's it, guys. I'm going to end the video right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow for draft day, before and during the draft. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your night, and get ready for tomorrow for the big day.